We're here today for a very special day organized by Wayne. The guys sitting around the table here are all previous members of the 135th, as I was, and they are all here today. We flew most of them today in 309, so I think this is an historic moment in the sense that this is the most 135th people we've had at any given time. We've had 135th people before, but never a critical mass such as this lovely flowering we had. So, without further ado, I'd ask everybody to introduce themselves, starting on the right, and then we'll work around this way. My right.
I'm John Chia. I was at Bearcat in the 135th from 6970, mostly maintenance. Flew missions for guys that needed a day off. And it was an important time in my life, but I'm glad it's over. Yeah.
I'm Ian Wilson, loosely known as Slug, sadly known as Slug. We've come over from Australia, especially for this day, with my wife Jan. I was a Bearcat 6970. My MOS, as they call it in America, was the engine shop, night shift. And most of the year I did that. And again, when there was a considerable amount of people wanted to have a day off, I ended up flying enough at least to get the basic air medal. And it was a privilege to be in that company. That's it.
Name's Dave Smith, Bearcat from 6970, worked primarily in maintenance, flew a little bit, and the last about 4 months I was there, I drove the wrecker for removal and installation of heavy equipment like transmissions and engines, and even picking up the helicopters at some times, and we took them out of there. And I'm just glad that I showed up here today, and then someone gave me a call, Terry did, and I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Good on ya. Go on.
My name's Andy Perry, and my job, Bearcat 6970, my job was to keep these blokes in a job. I was a pilot, generally competent, thank you. I was searching for a word there.
At low level.
And
Wingman.
I flew with probably most of these people around here at one time or another, sitting in the back seat, because these guys who did maintenance at night, for some bizarre reason, felt compelled to come out and fly days with us. But we're all here now, and that's good. Thanks.
My name's Jeff Carr. I was in the 135th from April of 1970 until early 1972. I was at Bearcat, Dongpan, and Xeon. I had the privilege, or I'm not sure if privilege is the right word, of being Andy's assigned crew chief on a ship called 205 that we flew together the last 6 months he was in Vietnam. And I've always credited him with teaching me how to survive the rest of the almost 2 years I subjected myself to being there. So it's nice to be here with everybody. And Wayne is next, but I'm going to have to speak for Wayne because Wayne can't speak up. What is it you want to say?
I'm Wayne Terry.
He's Wayne Terry.
I was with the 135th from January 1969 to August 1970.
Are you catching that? Do I need to say it or not? I think he's got it.
Okay. I was in the engine shop, 68 Bravo 20, with Ian, and I would fly gunner during my first tour, mostly a little bit in my second extension, but as I got short, I stopped flying. But I did have the privilege of flying gunner with Andy at least once. That's why.
My name is Jerry Lane. I was in Bearcat. A lot of us were there 69 and 70. It was a big base. It was the Thai Expeditionary Force, Black Panther Division. There was 10,000 Thais there, it seemed like. There was us, one other rotary wing, and then a cav unit that flew Chinooks, as I believe. I was a crew chief, the first flight platoon. Then I got in some trouble, and then I couldn't fly for a while, and then I wound up in the second flight platoon, and I flew with Andy Perry numerous times. I was a crew chief. Yeah, well, Huey was just a flat amazing machine, man. We flew the shit out of them, and they came home just dog tired, and they'd go out again the next day, and that was tribute to the guys who worked on them, obviously. But we flew them hard, and I'm lucky to be here.
Me too. My name's Robert Johnson. I was with the 135th from March 1967 at Fort Hood Gray Army Airfield. Went to Vietnam.
Thank you.
It's